Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Show and Tell What the Hell. And today we are going to be talking briefly. This is just a preview episode because I'm going to be going individually with each one of these figures, talking about them because I think each one of them warrant a specific episode because they got a lot to them. And yeah, I'm very happy to have them finally. These are the Super 7 William Stout collection, and I wanted to show off what they look like in the package real quick. Hold on, let me show you what the boxes look like. And of course, they just come in your typical cardboard mailer, nothing inside, nothing special. But we're going to talk about each one of these, and I'm going to briefly discuss on this particular episode just how cool it is to finally get it, and how sad it is that this is going to be the last of the classics. Now, we are getting the Filmation style ones, but this could very well be the very last that we see classics in a very long time. How sad, right? But it's been a fun ride, right? Man, over 10 years I've been collecting these. Now, it's a little bit weird to get them all at the same time, even though Super 7 has had it like that since they took over the Mattel license. But we're going to be getting new He-Man toys in the future. They're going to be very different from these, but these are part of what we refer to as the classics. Now, for many years, it was very difficult. Well, I mean, I think even since the movie came out, there was some issue with some of the people behind the movies, and well, I think, well, who put out the, what was it? God damn, I can't remember who put out the movie. Um, Between the studio and Mattel, there was some disagreement, and they could never make movie-esque figures. They could only go with the comic book designs of the movie characters. I know it's difficult to comprehend, but there was workarounds for many years. We did get Sarad, Kargh, Sarad here. We did get that, and there was a toy based on him. So it was, luckily the toy looked very similar to the movie. And same thing with Blade and a more recent incarnation of Kargh, which was based off the movie. So this, and we also did get a Gwildor. So the rule was, if it came out in the comic book adaptation, Mattel could make it. Now, if it was strictly based off from the movie, like Tila, or I don't know who else came out. Well, Skeletor, for instance, if they couldn't do the Skeletor design, nor could they do He-Man or a more movie accurate. Everything just fell down there. A movie accurate Kargh. Now that's weird. They call him Commander Kargh. I can't remember if it said the same thing. Actually, I happen to have my other Kargh in package close by. Yeah, looking at it right now. We'll take a look at it further. We'll go in depth with similarities and differences with the Kargh. But that one's just Kargh, and that's Commander Kargh. So that's he's the evil master of cruelty. I like that. The evil inquisitor with a horrible hook. Yeah. He goes and starts singing a song to you. And it's got a horrible hook. You get it? All right, so Dark Despot. Or is it Despot? Skeletor. We'll talk about this first, but before I go on, just wanted to mention that part of my show and tell routine is not necessarily just a toy review. It's more of like what you used to do when you were a kid and you did show and tell. I hope you all did a show and tell thing. And what do you know? What do you like about it? So around this time that the He-Man cartoon came out, I was doing show and tells, or the He-Man movie came out. So when the movie came out, I recall going to the theater. I think it was my dad that took me. We went to go see He-Man, and boy, was I just confused. Because I think that was the first live-action adaptation of a property that I had loved. Later on you get like Super Mario and all these weird adaptations from, things that, genre fiction. I don't know. Stuff that kids would watch. Cartoons or video games. He-Man was one of the first that really tried to do that. Now, people are saying, well, what about Popeye? Well, Popeye I didn't see till later on. But, and then Transformers was just cartoon to cartoon. But He-Man was like one of the first early attempts to do this. And it's crazy because it was there are certain things about He-Man that you recognized as a kid, but then there was other things that you're like, well, where the hell is Merman? Where is why does He-Man have a gun? Just why is Skeletor not purple? So they got this very unique idea together uh, to kind of, I guess, I don't want to say modernize, but give them more of an edge, a more realistic, gritty edge. And movie's very weird. If you haven't seen the Masters of the Universe movie, go and check it out. You're gonna have a fun time either way. But I'm just gonna briefly touch on the bio. I like the artwork in the back, and I like how they kind of integrate it into the He-Man bios, the mythology. Because the Masters Classics line is supposed to be the intention to, when they first created the Classics, this line of toys, was to get everything that we had from the He-Man world and kind of pull it all together. Make it one universe. Maybe I can go, they mentioned Drago Man here, so that's interesting. He's part of the Classics line. So they do, I could tell already that they do incorporate all of the classics. Now, these are the upcoming Filmation style, what do they call them? Masters of the Club Grayskull. I keep forgetting the terminology. Before it was just all classics. These are actually collector's choice. Now, they're called the William Stout collection because William Stout was the designer. And have you ever seen any of William Stout's artwork? It is incredible and highly detailed. And he was one of the main designers for this. I used to have a dinosaur book that William Stout illustrated, and it was very cool, and a very unique artist. And here, just giving you a little bit more of a close-up of the Skeletor, and as you can see, very highly detailed. And I think that was one of the main problems is back then when I was a kid, and I remember going to I remember going to, of all places, was it a Montgomery Ward's or a J.C. Penney? I want to say it was JCPenney when JCPenney actually had toys. And I remember seeing Blade and saw it and looking back at the package and not noticing that there was a movie Skeletor or a movie He-Man. So I think a lot of people were interested in getting a He-Man. Now you can see that there is a Cosmic Key, a very detailed one too. We got two different versions of the Cosmic Key. We got an interesting sword over here, and we got his Havoc staff. Yeah, this is one of the more detailed figures I've seen in the line, so I am very impressed right now. I can't wait to get it out of the package. We're not going to open these just yet. I'll make an individual episode for each one of these. Now, look at this He-Man. Now, this looks better. This looks way better already than even some of the prototypes that I've seen. Now, that's just my opinion. Some people may, like any fandom or any community, a lot of people end up disagreeing on certain things, but I would like to say, now, the quality of the plastic, I'll let you guys know right now, it's not that, it looks a little bit different from what we've received. The legs, look at the legs, that's interesting. Those are very different. That's a whole new mold right there. That's a whole new sculpt. Look at, I'll bust out Kargh a little bit closer here. Those are all the typical Masters of the Universe classic legs that we've seen with 95%, 99% of the characters, and they kind of made a whole new mold with that. And I'm looking at some of the biceps too. This is like a whole new figure. Now, the chest is definitely the same, but look at the biceps. Yep, biceps and forearms a lot different. This looks to be mostly a new sculpt, except with with the chest, like all new parts, all new yeah. And he looks like he has a soft goods cape. I kind of don't even want to take this out. It looks really amazing. Now, I believe there was supposed to be another head with this that came with this. I see it right back there. So yes, this is He-Man with a mullet. I feel almost tempted to get another one off a Big Bad Toy Store or something. But the face here, I'm looking at it. Now, does it look like Dolph Lundgren? No, it looks like one of those, remember the Barbarian twins? This would make a good custom for one of the Barbarian twins, yeah. But it doesn't look exactly like Dolph Lundgren. There may have been some likeness issues. But we'll see with the other head when we open it up and check it out. Interestingly, there is a little tiny power sword looking thing. I think it's one of the daggers that he has. I don't know if that was the design for the movie, but it's a nice little nod, because of course the sword of the movie did not look anything like the power blade that we were used to seeing in the cartoons or in the comics. So, and there's this little tiny knife. I'm gonna lose that. And of course, Kargh, Commander Kargh. Oh, let's take a look at the little artwork of He-Man, by the way. Very nice artwork there. Very mullety. Yeah, we're going to read more into this when we open each individual figure on the upcoming episodes that are coming very soon, I promise. So hold your horses. Commander Kargh looks like he has the same accessories. The hook does look a little bit different from what I saw on the other one. Let me look. Everything looks to be about the same. Yeah, the other hook looks like your standard classics hook, but this, I guess, looks more like the movie hook. They can do that now. They got some sort of license. Super 7 was able to do certain things that Mattel was. Now, say what you want to say about Super 7. They managed to do this. And if Mattel had kept the license, which they reclaimed, they're not allowing Super 7 to make these kind of classics figures. But by the time these were made, they made a deal. I'll go into that later. But I'm glad they got this accomplished, because without Super 7, we may never have seen these figures ever. So, I like this Kargh. Same sculpt, same everything. Some minor issues with the eyes, I think, but I like it. I like it. And, of course, there is God Skeletor. Not Godzilla, God Skeletor. And this is towards, spoilers, the end of the movie, the climax, where Skeletor turns himself into essentially a god and becomes almighty powerful and golden. Because if you wear a lot of gold, you become godlike, right? Look, we get a nice little shot of the golden Havoc staff, and we get a nice picture of Skeletor right there. Really wish right now that I had a Evelyn to go along with this line, but there you go. We are going to take a look at these. Just got them today, so very excited to get to work on these. Now, there are some people that I think these are still actually available on Big Bad Toy Store. So I hope that this video or the upcoming videos will help if you're just not, if you're still hanging and you're like, well, maybe I don't want to get all of them. Maybe I want to get one of them. Are they that good? Maybe these videos will give you a little bit more insight. But I definitely want to start taking a look. So anyway, guys, if you're new to this supposed channel, I don't have to remind you, but it does help me and motivate me more. I've seen a spike of subscribers. I wasn't paying attention maybe the last 2 months, but I saw about 20 people. And that's a lot to me, because it was slowly trickling. And I never go out and start saying, join my channel. Well, I do it like that. I actually command people to join it. I don't ask people to do it. You know what to do. I don't have to babysit you guys. But anyway, folks, this is Show and Tell What the Hell episode, whatever the fuck. We'll see you later on.